Hello, friends. Our gospel today is taken from Luke chapter 6, verses 36 to 38. Be merciful, even as your Father is merciful. Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, it will be put into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. I'm Adrian Menezes from Mumbai, India. Good morning and welcome to Pathways of Hope. We all know that God is a just God. Justice is one of his character traits. And to be just is to be fair in judgment and to decide things with no partiality towards anyone. And because God is just, we all need to be very, very afraid. Maybe. Why? Romans 3:23 says, "For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God." If we desire to be with God in heaven, then we're in serious trouble. We have all fallen short. And if God is a just God, then we justly deserve to not be in heaven. The passage today speaks about judging others, or rather treating others justly. And it says, do not pass judgment or do not judge someone based on how they speak or how they act, because that means that we desire to be judged also. Do not condemn, it says, because if we do, it means that we are ready to be condemned also. We do not always realize the reality of how we act as the measure that will be used against us when it is our turn. We judge others, but then we desire that we may not be judged. That is where Jesus says to us, the measure you use will be measured back to you. But one realization I have is more and more people do not want to be judged, and so they don't judge others. But then we actually just let everyone do as they please. We ignore others. We do not judge, but we ignore. And that is the other extreme. Because according to what Jesus is saying, then if you ignore, you will be ignored. Judging and condemning others are definitely an extreme, and rightly so, because only God has the power to judge. Only God has the authority to judge. But then the other extreme is apathy or complete isolation. We're caught between these two extremes, and we need the Lord's grace to be like him. Verse 36 in today's passage says, "Be merciful like your Father is merciful." That is the conclusion to our dilemma and our discussion about judgment. Don't pick an extreme of judging or ignoring or isolation or just thinking about ourselves, but mercy and love. And this will actually bring us back to being truly human, connecting truly with ourselves deeply and with each other. Because we're made in the image of God. Be merciful as your Father is merciful. If you desire to be truly human, which means to be in the image of God and act like it, let us love, forgive, and show mercy like our Father in heaven. We begin to reflect God as we do this, and we will slowly return to that full image that God created us in. I want to highlight one other thing from this passage for us today, which is verse 38, which says, "Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap." Our God is a generous God. If you read through that, and I think through all scripture, you'll realize our God is a generous God. And he actually desires to give good gifts to us. It's a joyful thing to be like our Father, and in the same way pour out that generosity towards others, towards people we meet, towards people we encounter, maybe even strangers. This Lenten season, let me encourage us to dedicate it towards returning back to the Father and reflecting his image again in being merciful, being filled with love, forgiveness, and generosity. Thank you for joining us this day. I hope you were blessed by this reflection, and if you were, please feel free to share it with others. God bless you.